Marco Polo first visited Hangzhou, he called it the finest city in the world. It's the perfect place for those who want it all. With a stunning lake surrounded by green hills and tea plantations on the west, and one of China's most innovative tech hubs with a buzzing city center on the east.
So cool. It's so cool.
No wonder locals call it heaven on earth. In this video we will show you the best things to do in China's most romantic city, and thanks to Jay's insider knowledge, step into its history, culture, and uncover a few hidden treasures. And of course, share with you the best places to try the local cuisine. So what makes Hangzhou so special? Is it really worth it? And how's the atmosphere like? Come join us and find out as we share a bit of Hangzhou's magic with you. Most people stay around the town center, but we picked the Xixi wetland because they offer better access to the natural beauty of the West Lake, and they're still very well connected to town through a direct metro. Rooms here are also better value, and after checking in, we head straight to see one of humanity's greatest feat of engineering. We're starting our first half day in Hangzhou, going to the Old Town, which is the part of the town that developed around a World UNESCO Heritage Site, which is the Grand Canal.
The Grand Canal is also called Jinhang Dayunhe. It's basically the oldest and the longest man-made water canal in the world. So it was built back in the 500 BC. It has been here for 2,400 years. And for all this time through different dynasties, it was working connecting the North and the South China, transporting good, food, allowing faster travel, put Hangzhou on the map as the economic powerhouse.
Just came down the bridge and we realized how many people there are here now. It's very busy because of the national holiday. We are in the ancient streets.
One of the ancient walking streets. Along the river, there's 3 different patches still preserved very well. This is one of it. It's interesting that we stumbled upon the smallest temple in the whole Hangzhou, Zhang Daxian Temple. Because the person is called Zhang Daxian. He was a doctor and he was seeing patients for free and he was giving them medicine for free. After some local people died, they donated their old house to build a temple for him here. So this is the smallest temple, but local people really, they have a lot of respect for this person.
Gongchen Bridge is the main landmark, but the whole area around it is beautiful, and it's full of like little tea houses and shops with the traditional tea. This area is very famous for the green tea, and we're gonna go and visit the next couple of days. Not far from Gongchen Bridge, you'll find one of the coolest districts in all of Hangzhou.
Xiaohe Historical District. So cool.
It's
so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's the coolest district we've seen so far in many cities in China. You can see already some of the restaurants on the riverside. There's all these quirky, super cool alternative kind of shops and coffee places and bars. It's just the vibe is amazing. Good music. It spans across the 2 sides of the river. So an important part of the district is Xiaohe Park, a former oil factory converted into a really cool display of architecture and green spaces. You know, when a place is very busy without being overwhelming, that's how Xiaohe felt. There was a certain rhythm to its chaos that made the city feel alive. And despite being a new and cool district, it hasn't lost its tradition. And you can still admire the typical south of the river architecture of the houses along the canal. Here we had our first local meal, a typical Hangzhou pork liver noodle.
Oh, this is really good. It tastes like something else, but then the liver flavor comes through afterwards.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's yummy. It's yummy. We're about to enter the last ancient district.
Very long streets alongside the canal bank.
A lot of artisan shops.
Yeah.
A lot of sweet snacks that I'm resisting. Like, look at those almonds. And there's also a lot of bars, cafes on both sides that do very nice drinks, cool atmosphere. You can hear some jazz coming out of them. It's pretty nice walk as well. Compared to Xiaohe, quieter, I would say.
Absolutely. Xiaohe is more packed.
Yeah,
better shops. Love Xiaohe.
Yeah, but still I think Xiaohe is our favorite old district so far. Let's see if we can top it off. the end of Dadaolu you'll find Xianji Temple, considered important because it was the first temple sailors saw when entering Hangzhou through the canal. Here's a pro tip: if you're vegetarian on a budget or just really hungry, nearby Buddhist temple you will often find all-you-can-eat vegetarian restaurants. Seaweed, some pancakes, sweet potatoes, a lot of tofu, a lot of noodles. It's all you can eat, so you can tell what was the best things by the refills. I really liked the seaweed, the 2 pancakes, because I'm a sucker for pancakes, and most importantly, my first love from China, gandoufu. This looks like noodle, but it's tofu. I tried them first in Harbin, and it's delicious. It's my favorite kind of tofu, I think, so far, together with mapo tofu. But everything was good. These were just like the very best things that I went for a refill. Speaking of temple, the one we're about to visit, it's so beautiful that we got up at 6 AM to try and avoid the crowds. Let's see if we managed. Crazy, so even if we made it here at 6:30 opening time, there's a huge queue and people are literally running to get in. I hope we will be able to breathe in there. Wow, I've never seen this. If you're planning a trip to China, try to not be here during national holiday because it's just full of tourists everywhere. So picture this: 1,600 years ago, an Indian monk, Buddhist monk called Huilin comes here, sees this place of outstanding natural beauty and thinks this must be where souls come to rest. He decided to build a temple here, Lingyin Temple, which is one of the most important temples in China, right?
Yeah, it's one of the top 10 temples in whole China. And just to know how popular this place is, on the Feilai Peak, there's 3 temples here. Only this one always have visitors, offerings and the smoke from the incense always on.
Feilai Peak is this beautiful peak that legend has it flew all the way from India here overnight by itself because just to make a point that Buddhism was the right religion of the right, spiritual practice. And the whole area is, full of grotto caves. There are these old trees with very thick vines and just the forest around it. It's so beautiful. No wonder it's also known as the Cloud Forest Temple because of the incredible setting it is. Just coming here really immediately gives you a sense of peace and tranquility.
This is one of the very important caves around here. So this is Jigong's bed. I was here when I was 6 years old. In the 90s, my grandpa took me here and he even put me on the bed. Back then there was no fence. Jigong is this character. He is a very rebellious monk and he was featured on many different TV series. That's why everybody knows him and he's very popular in China. He's this very hippie-ish monk and he always has very dirty and broken clothes. He had this boat-shaped head and a broken fan always in his hand. And he's super lazy. He just lay down everywhere. He always drink wines or eat meat, whatever he can get his hands on. He is the symbol of breaking the rules. So like Chinese people really likes him.
All these stone carvings that you see here. Here there are hundreds of grottos with stone carvings everywhere. Some of the greatest examples of Buddhist art that you can find in the world that date back over 600 years old. Some that we've seen in the caves are even 1100 years old, perfectly preserved and still in perfect shape, like this Laughing Buddha up here or some of the Sakyamuni and Siddharthas around here. Truly amazing. And the way they blend in nature with the light coming in from the sun is just like so beautiful, so peaceful. I really love this place.
Daoguang Temple, which is the highest temple here.
Yeah, it's the highest. It's a good hike up. I understand why not so many people go to this one.
Back in the days, this temple was Qianlong Emperor's favorite temple. I think I can safely say it's also my favorite temple. What do you think?
Yeah, same. It's so far, it's my favorite temple too because of the nature around it.
Yeah, the temple is perfectly blended into the trees. It's such a good view. Usually we don't light up incense in temples, but here we did light up 3 incense each. and it feels really nice.
It does feel different. There's a different feel to this place, this peak and all the nature surrounding, how peaceful it is. It's also less crowded. It feels very nice, yeah. I could stay here for way longer.
We're in Yongfu Temple. It is said to be the #1 blessed place in the whole Qiantang area, and it has multiple courtyards. Now we're in the courtyard where people copy sutra inside. You have to wash your hand and put everything, belongings outside before going in. And right now there are people copying sutras as we speak.
The sutras they're copying, they're obviously the teachings of the Buddha, so I guess you pick a sutra or they give you one and you hand write your copy. And in this other hall behind me, there's a deity that people pray to, but there's also a beautiful exhibition of Shen Shui painting. Shen Shui means literally mountain waters, are those famous Chinese traditional paintings where they use brush strokes with ink. And we know in these regions, we've been to Nanshan before, they make some of the finest calligraphy brushes in the whole of China. A little bit up from Yongfu Temple, you have this other courtyard with two halls. One is a hall with a gorgeous, huge statue of Buddha Sakyamuni made of bronze with what I think are two arahants. And then on this other hall,
this one is for the Jade Emperor, so he is the Chinese god that rules heaven.
And then there's a platform, gorgeous view over Hangzhou and the West Lake. Totally worth the hike up here. Well, it's 11 now, we've been here 5 hours with filming and everything. Would have been 3.5 to 4 hours to visit this place so far, and we still have to do Lingyin Temple, which is the main one. First, I think we're gonna stop for some vegetarian noodles.
Yeah, they have a really good vegetarian noodle place downstairs.
Very famous.
Yeah, and we're gonna go and check it out.
Let's get some blessed noodles. It smells amazing. As usual, I have to mix them very well so everything is coated. Otherwise, the uncle or auntie that works here is gonna scold me.
Vinegar?
It's very yummy. There's a bit of vinegar, which I don't like vinegar, but it's very, very light. It's good. It's very good, but not the best noodles I've had, to be honest. I don't know why they're famous.
I actually like mine because it's mala. I don't know why. I didn't expect it to be spicy, but good for me.
Whoa, this is Lingyin Temple. We just got in and it's insane. The amount of people is just unbelievable. But the crowds were far outweighed by the beauty of the temple. Some of the highlights were the main hall with this 800 years old statue of the Laughing Buddha, the very imposing 4 heavenly kings, and this Weizuo or Dhammapada. It's also a beautiful medicine Buddha hall and even a hall for our favorite rebellious monk Qigong with his life story written all over the walls. There he is, drinking wine as usual. After all this time walking around the temples, we were really tired, but we couldn't miss the next place, a secret spot that you won't find on any tourist guide. We're taking you to a bamboo forest, a very, very thick bamboo forest. This is just the beginning. We're gonna get more inside and show you, because apparently it's an incredible, incredible sight. How many times I've said incredible today? I don't know. And on top of this beautiful, thick bamboo forest, there are some trees that are hundreds of years old, and 3 trees
thousands of years old.
There's one that is over 1,400 years old, so we're gonna go and look for it. I guess when we will see it, we'll know.
Absolutely amazing.
Look at this place. It's so magical. Totally recommend coming if you're around Hangzhou. The entrance is €1 something. Absolutely worth it. There's a lot of hiking paths around. We are so tired from the temple, but I feel so energized by all the green and new location and pure air. It's a kilometer or so hike, but the problem is the elevation. We're not good, but we will make it. Also, the light is going down fast, so we have to chop.
This mountain is called Wuyunshan. It means 5-colored cloud mountain because it said there was a 5-colored cloud surrounding this peak, and they stayed for a long time. And 5-colored cloud in China signify like really good luck, like everything blessing. So that's a really good sign for this mountain.
We made it.
I made it.
This is the guy. 1,410 years old. Look at that beauty. Was split by a lightning in 5. Still growing. We could tell we were almost here because like 100 meters ago, the bamboo forest got really, really thick. It was spectacular and beautiful. And you get that kind of things when you know you're about to get to what you're after. It was so beautiful, like yes, something's coming. And then we turned the corner and bang! And now we're gonna roll down.
There's a rope, I'll just be like swinging down.
Oh, I wish. If you could paraglide like we did in Tenerife. But yeah, we're gonna roll down, find something to drink, and go crash.
使用完毕，记得点一下屏幕上的关门哦。关门后，我才可以更好的为大家服务。
Room service.
感谢您的使用，再见。
Bye bye. So this morning we literally couldn't feel our legs because we were so tired from hiking yesterday. Today we're gonna take it a little bit easy. We recovered, we had our takeaway. Now we're gonna go to the West Lake.
Yeah, West Lake, Xihu.
Weather is not the best.
It's gonna give it a nice ambience.
Yeah, autumn, cozy feeling.
It's the typical Jiangnan weather. Rain over a lake and it becomes so foggy and all the mountains behind it blends in. So this is exactly what we saw yesterday in the Shanshui painting, remember?
Yeah.
Like kind of like foggy feel. This is what they try to express.
And the lake is massive. It's gonna take us 12 kilometers to go around it. There's several bridges that cut it into multiple sections. There's 3 islands in the lake and over 100 viewpoints all around it.
In Chinese people's mind, this lake is one of the top 10 places to visit in their lifetime because not only like it's so poetic, like in the history there's so many poets was about this place, it is also a romantic place. There are particularly 3 love stories that happened around this lake, like every Chinese people know. The most famous one, the story, actually happened on the bridge behind us, also happened on a rainy day.
When people come here, they're almost like on a pilgrimage to see the place where this love story happened, and it spans multiple lifetimes too.
According to legend, a white snake spirit who wanted to live among mortals turned itself into a woman called Bai Suzhen. When visiting Hangzhou on a rainy day on the West Lake, Bai Suzhen met a man called Xu Xian. The two quickly fell in love and got married, but a monk called Fa Hai convinced Xu Xian to give his wife a potion. After drinking it, Bai Suzhen's snake form is revealed. Xu Xian was so shocked, he died on the spot. Desperate to bring back her love to life, Bai Suzhen traveled to the mountains of heaven to steal a magic herb. She revived Xu Xian and reveals to him that many centuries before, when she was just a snake, a kind human saved her life, and that she had waited many lifetimes for that human soul to reincarnate. That soul was Xu Xian, and their love had transcended multiple lifetimes. Unfortunately, the monk Fa Hai managed to cast a spell and trap Bai Suzhen under the Leifeng Pagoda, which is where we're headed next.
The pagoda was built over 1,100 years ago, and it actually collapsed 100 years ago in 1924. And its collapse represented the collapse of the old Chinese way of living, the old Chinese society, because it also happened during the transition when China was exiting its feudal economy and society and, you know, entering a new phase.
This is one of the oldest restaurants in Hangzhou. It has 100 years old history. And it was founded in the 1921, so it was end of the Qing dynasty. A very famous restaurant in this neighborhood because they kept the price pretty low compared to other like new Hangzhou style restaurants.
So popular, we have 100 people in front of us. There were no tickets left from today, but
a nice lady had 2 and she gave us 1.
She was so sweet. She saw us talking to the person at the entrance and she saw we couldn't book and she was like, oh, I have a spare one, get it.
We ordered many different small dishes, like very local stuff, and including some really ancient recipes. One of the most famous dishes is called Dongpo Rou. It's a piece of pork belly braised in a sauce for a very, very long time. It's very tender, and because it's braised for a long time, it's not greasy at all, so I'm really looking forward to it.
It is a fish ball, right?
Yeah.
It's so tender, she was trying to just pick it up and it just cut through.
Oh my god. This is the fluffiest fish ball I've ever had. It is so light. I don't know why the texture. It's kind of like a cotton candy texture. You'll see. You don't have to bite it. It almost melts in your mouth. Lotus roots. They made a kind of lotus root flour and they make a little porridge kind of thing with it.
It's very jelly-ish.
Yeah. Because it's a little sticky, the lotus powder. This is an ancient recipe tofu stew.
It's tofu. It looks like pastina, like tiny pasta we eat when we're kids. It tastes like pastina. Maybe it's the starch. Yeah. Everything is clean and light. There's no greasy stuff. What is this?
This is a tofu sheet with some fillings inside. So the main star is this tofu sheet wrapped some stuff inside. I think pork.
I love stuffed with stuff and wrapped in stuff. So.
Is it pork inside? Like the Jiangnan food tend to be a bit more sweeter.
Yeah, it's a bit sweeter. It's good. I expected something different. How's the xiaolong bao?
It's fresh, you can tell, because normally if it's not fresh, the top becomes really hard and hard to chew. This is all soft. Very porky. You really need the vinegar because it's too porky.
Whoa. It is very porky. It does feel, it's very meaty, but not in a bad way. Amazing. Look how tender it is.
It does cut through.
It cuts with the chopstick.
Oh. This is amazing.
Oh, I want to try it.
It's really not greasy. Tiny sweetness. The sauce. It's a little sweet. Soy sauce. Wow, really not greasy at all. Amazing texture. You'll like it too.
Mamma mia. This is amazing. It's true, it's a little bit sweet. Oh my god. Amazing, amazing. I'm absolutely shocked. So the total bill for both of us, all that feast, the delicious stuff, was how much?
20 euros.
Less than 20 euros, $20.
But that's the good thing about this place. It's state-owned restaurants. They kept the price extremely low. For the same stuff, in any other restaurant around here, it would be triple the price.
Wow, that's insane.
That's why they're so popular. There are two grand jewels of Westlake. The first one, of course, is the Longjing tea. It's a special green tea that only grows here on this particular mountain around Westlake. And there is an ancient tea village that we're going to visit today. The second one is a spring here in the Hupao mountain. Hupao means tiger run. So in this particular park, there has this ancient spring. The water quality is so good, very good for making the green tea.
And the Hupao name, the running tiger, tiger run, comes from the story of this spring, the legend of this spring. So a monk, real monk, lived here in the 800s. But he was about to leave the mountain because there was no water, he didn't know what to do. He had a dream one night and God told him, don't worry, I'm gonna bring spring water to that mountain and I'm gonna use 2 tigers to bring it to you. And the next day the monk woke up and saw 2 tigers digging. From where they were digging, spring water started coming up. And it's very good water. It's not just the best water for making tea, but it's also very good drinkable water.
High quality water. People still come here sometimes, like taking the water from the spring. In the tea house around Hangzhou, sometimes they advertise, Longjing tea made with Hupao water.
Apparently, the best tea is the Longjing tea, the green tea, and the best water for making green tea is the Hupao water. So I can't wait to go visit Longjing village and try some proper green tea. But first, we're gonna explore this beautiful mountain area. And it's so green, you probably can see. It's so green, there's trees everywhere and there are these ponds and lakes, little lakes with trees coming out of it. It's very beautiful and you keep hearing the sound of the spring and little waterfalls, so it's very relaxing. There's also a temple dedicated to Avalokitesvara, Guanyin.
She's the most famous goddess because of her infinite mercy. Like, everybody worships her.
She forgives everybody, no matter
Everything.
what. The statue is a 2 meters porcelain statue made in Jingdezhen. Jingdezhen is where the finest Chinese porcelain is, and it's one of the main stops on our journey. So keep an eye for the Jingdezhen video coming soon. The tea plantation is 2 kilometers walk from the Tiger Spring, and on the way we just casually stumbled upon this, the Shuo Cave. It's a cave full of stone carving, similar to the one we've seen in the temple the other day. In the cave. Ooh. Someone made an apple as an offer to the cave. And then you have these structures, really cool, using the flash. It's really dark. Wow, it's so shiny. These are offers to the Arahant, and some people offer cigarettes, which if you're an Arahant, you certainly don't smoke. But I guess it's a way to give up something you like.
As we get out of the cave, there's this character carved here, Yuan, roughly translated into fate or destined. It's a very important term in the Chinese culture. You can see it as an invisible string in between people. So whoever has this invisible string, you would eventually meet at a certain time or location. Also, you would have this relationship with a certain location. For example, we have an invisible string with this cave. So we eventually came to the cave. It feels great when you come out of it and see this. Means it's my fate to be here. Sometimes when you meet a random person and you feel really good about that person, you say like, we have yuan, 有缘. And when you say goodbye to that person, you say, if we have yuan, we will meet again.
Walking up this very popular street with a lot of cute shops and street food vendors on the way to the Longjing tea plantations, you can make a little detour and see a very special house. Look at how people are all queuing up to look at it. Why is it special?
Because they look exactly like the house in Spirited Away. This is actually a private house.
Yeah, it's someone's house. Every day people queue up to take photos of it. There's a lady here. She has a very good view on the Spirited Away house, and she also owns a tea plantation, so she's like set up her little stand there.
Yeah, she was like, you have to buy something in order to take pictures, because she has the best viewpoint.
She is asking 30 kwai, so about 5 euros for a small pot of tea. We're gonna go around the tea village and see if it's a good price or not. The sellers here sell a lot of osmanthus flowers, powder extracts, or the flower, dry flower itself to make
honey
tea.
as well.
And honey. In Chinese herbal medicine, it is also widely used and consumed. It actually has a lot of antioxidants, and it's also used by some cultures as a repellent from insects. So it's a very, very good flower, and here they've been using it for centuries, maybe more. They even make a wine that they drink around Mid-Autumn Festival, which is the reunion wine, to celebrate the reunion with your family. We found a very nice tea house here on the way to the tea terraces, and we got our very special green tea with Hupao Mountain spring water and the Mayflower dessert. Perfect location because we're under a Mayflower. I'm nowhere near a tea expert, but I drink green tea because it's healthy. That's where my tea knowledge stops at. What I can see here is that it's very clear. I'm gonna see if it tastes any different than other green tea I had. Oh, it does taste different.
It exactly tastes like Longjing, because I had it before. I know how it tastes like. This is real green tea. The tea bag you had in Europe is not green tea.
Ah, okay. Then that's probably why it tastes different.
Osmanthus flower, some sugar crystal, water chestnut with the lotus root jelly thing. No. Hot. It does have a fragrance. Tastes a little bit like perfume, but it's not heavy because there's only a few flowers.
Walking up to Longjing Tea Village, you can take the same path that the Emperor Qianlong used to take. He also loved tea, and he would come to Longjing to savor the green tea. And it's full of tea terraces. You can already smell the tea here, and we're not up there yet. This is an ancient well from the Southern Song Dynasty, so almost 1,000 years old. And was said that an alchemist, Ge Hong, used to make the immortality pills using the water from this well. And nowadays, of course, it's used for making very good tea.
You got some? No.
We kinda
啊，它里面那个还有空间
这我们农村人都打得过这水准。
哇，
That's how you do it. 好了，
这要是不煮的话，能直接喝吗？
可以的，这个是山泉水来的，没有污染的，这上面没有一点污染的，山泉水来的。我们是打了好多水，找回去泡茶喝。是啊，可以的，你要喝下去。
They drink it like this mainly for making teas, but he said you can drink it directly.
you can see all the tea terraces and the plantations and all the foggy forests behind. It's incredibly scenic, beautiful view. I hope the video can capture this and give you an idea of how beautiful this is. Now we're just gonna go and explore around here a little bit. On our next episode, we'll take you to Shaoxing, a one-of-a-kind water town with a 2,500 years old history of making the best wine in China, and where we learned an important lesson. It's never too late in life. Here, a man brought the greatest masterpiece of China's calligraphy well into his 50s and became a legend. Subscribe, because even if it's not a famous destination, this small town has many stories to tell, and we can't wait to share them with you.